understand why people stop and stare. He's loving, he's kind and gentle. He wouldn't hurt a soul, unless of course you laughed at him and then idiot!
My Teacher Ate My Homework by Ken Nesbitt. My teacher ate my homework, which I thought was rather odd. He sniffed it and smiled with an approving sort of nod. He took a little nibble, it's unusual but true, then had a somewhat larger bite and gave a thoughtful chew. I think he must have liked it, or he really went to town. He gobbled it with gusto and wolfed the whole thing down. He licked off all his fingers, gave a burp, and said, "You pass." I guess that's how they grade you when you're in a cooking class.
The Mystery Creatures by Wes McGee. They dwell on a planet not far from the sun. Some fly through the sky while others just run. Some have big heads which are as hairless as tin, while others have hair which sprout from their skin. They dig through from dirt and they gobble dead meat. The young squeal like pigs if you tickle their feet. They burp, slurp and grunt. Their manners are bad. Their eyes become waterfalls when they feel sad. Well, who are these creatures? Can you guess who? The answer is easy. It's you, and you. Wait.
Nobody loves me.
Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. But Michael Rose. Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. Guess I'll go eat worms. Long, slim, slimy ones. Short, fat, juicy ones. Itsy, bitsy, fuzzy, wuzzy worms. First, you cut off the heads. Then you suck out the guts. Oh, how they wiggle and squirm. Long, slim, slimy ones. Short, fat, juicy ones. Itsy, bitsy, fuzzy, wuzzy worms. Wiggle goes the first one. Goosh goes the second. Sure hate the taste of these worms. Long, slim, slimy ones. Short, fat, juicy ones. Itsy, bitsy, fuzzy, wuzzy worms. Down goes the first one. Down goes the second. Sure hate the taste of these worms. Long, slim, slimy ones. Short, fat, juicy ones. Itsy, bitsy, fuzzy, wuzzy worms. Nobody hates me. Everybody likes me. Never should have eaten those worms. Long, slim, slimy ones. Short, fat, juicy ones. Itsy, bitsy, fuzzy, wuzzy worms. Up comes the first one. Up comes the second. See how they wiggle and squirm. Long, slim, slimy ones. Short, fat, juicy ones. Itsy, bitsy, fuzzy, wuzzy worms.
Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toes did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borogoves and the moon rats outbrave. Beware the jaguar, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jub bird, and shun the frumious bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the maxim foe he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree, he stood while in thought. And as an uffish thought he stood, a jaguar with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey woods. It burrowed as it came, 1, 2, 1, 2, and through. The vorpal ring went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went lumping back. And hast thou slain the jaguar? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frabjous stay, Kalu Kale! He chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toes did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy the borogoves and the moonrats outbrave.
Mary didn't have a lamb by James Carter. No, Mary had a little slug. Its skin was tough and green. And when the slug refused to budge, oh gosh, there was a scene. You should have heard our Mary yell, "I need you, slug, for show and tell. It's time for school. Now come on, please." She even got down on her knees. But Slug was not one to be swayed, and poor old Mary was dismayed when Slug set off towards school. All 4 miles, the crazy fool. How to end this oddly tale? Did Slug succeed, give up, or fail? Well, Slug did make it to the gate, some 2 years late. One half term, so had to wait till Monday morning by the gate.
but having come so very far, was flattened by the teacher's car.
Monster by Anonymous. When I turn out the light, there's one thing that I dread, and that is a monster who hides under my bed. I've never heard him whimper. I've never heard him roar. I've never heard him growl if I've stepped on his paw. I've never felt his fur. I've never touched his tail. The thought of feeling his great jaws makes me go quite pale. I've never smelled his scent or unmentionable pongs. I've never smelled his poisonous breath, though I'm sure it must be strong. I've never seen his eyes. I've never seen his teeth. But when I jump into my bed, I know he's underneath.
Oh My Old Man's Dustman by Michael Rosen. Oh My Old Man's Dustman, he wears a dustman hat. He bought 2,000 tickets to see a football match. Oh, Fatty passed to Skinny, and Skinny passed it back, and Fatty took a rotten shot and knocked the goalie flat. Where was the goalie when the ball was in the net? Halfway up the goalpost with his trousers round his neck, singing umpa, umpa, stick it up your jumper. Rule Britannia, marmalade and jam. We threw sausages at our old man. Then we put him on the stretcher, then we put him on the bed. Then we rubbed his belly with a 5-pound jelly, but the poor old soul was dead.
The Man Who Invented Football by Kit Wright. The man who invented football must have been dead clever. He hadn't even a football shirt or any clothes whatever. The man who invented soccer hadn't even a ball, nor boots, only his horny feet and a bison skull, that's all. The man who invented football, to whom our hats we doff, had only the sun as the yellow card and death to send him off. The cave mouth was the goal mouth, and the wind was the referee. And when he did it in 30,000 BC.
Don't by Michael Rosen. Don't do that. Don't pull faces, don't tease the cat. Don't pick your ears, don't be rude at school. Who do they think I am, some kind of fool? One day they'll say, don't put toffee in my coffee, don't put gravy on the baby, don't put beer in his hair, and don't stick your toes up his nose. Don't put confetti on the spaghetti, don't wash peas on your knees, don't put ants in your pants, don't put mustard in the custard, don't chuck jelly at the telly, and don't throw fruit at the computer, don't throw fruit at the computer. Don't what? Don't throw fruit at the computer. Don't what? Don't throw fruit at the computer. Do they think I am some kind of fool?
The Toad and the Snail by Roald Dahl. I really am most awfully fond of playing in the lily pond. I take off shoes and socks and coats and paddle with my little boat. Now yesterday, quite suddenly, a giant toad came up to me. He was easily as big as any fair-sized, fattish pig. He smiled and said, "How do you do? Hello, good morning, how are you?" His face somehow reminded me of Mummy's sister, Emily. The toad said, "Don't you think I'm fine? Admire these lovely legs of mine. And I'm sure you've never seen a toad so gloriously green." "Well," I said, "to me, you look just like Aunt Emily." "I bet Aunt Emily can't jump 1/2 as high as me." "Hop on my back, young friend," he cried. "I'll take you for a marvellous ride." When I got on, I thought, oh, blimey, oh, dearie me, how wet and slimy. "Sit further back, that's right, I'm going to jump, so hold on tight." He jumped. Oh, how he jumped! By gum, I thought my final hour had come. My wretched eardrums popped and fizzed. My eyeballs watered. Up we whizzed. I clung on tight. "How much further are we going now?" The toad said, his face all wreathed in smiles. "With every jump, it's 50 miles. Quite literally, we jumped all over, from Scotland to the cliffs of Dover. And when we stopped for tea, the toad said, gazing at the sea, "What do you say if we take a chance and jump from England into France?" "Well," I said, "do you think we ought to? I'd hate to finish in the water." But toads, you see, don't give a wink for what we little children think. He didn't bother to reply. He jumped. You should have seen us fly.
We simply soared across the sea, the marvellous Mr. Toad and me.
The Good Earth by Marion Swiller. More precious than gold, some call it mud, but earth makes bodies, bone and blood. It grows the plants which feed us all, so birds and beasts, both large and small, come from earth as humans do. Earth has grown, me and you, more precious than gold. Don't call it mud, call it bodies, bone and blood.